So good afternoon. Today, the New Orleans Police Department is releasing a body-worn camera video to the public that does involve the shooting of a New Orleans police officer who was involved in an event that did result in the officer using his firearm. The event did occur within the last couple of weeks. It was on December the 4th, about 6:30 in the evening. And the location was at the corner of, I have it right here, where is that? Basin and St. Louis Street. So the event was a result of a stolen vehicle. And a unmarked police car saw the stolen vehicle. So he attempted to pull the car over, but it can't because he's unmarked. So he called for a marked unit to assist in pulling this stolen vehicle over. And so at the time, the marked unit was occupied by a sole police officer, a lieutenant in rank, Lieutenant Dan Anderson, and he was able to actually at the stoplight kind of get in front of the stolen vehicle and block it, if you will. The unmarked patrol cars were behind the stolen vehicle. When the driver of the stolen vehicle, when the perpetrator realized that he was going to be stopped and knowing he was in a stolen vehicle, he tried to flee. But in doing so, and when you see the body-worn camera footage, you will note that the driver, the perpetrator, quickly backs up, although he's blocked, and he backs into one of the patrol cars. It's an unmarked patrol car. But then he tries to get away again, and he strikes another vehicle, another patrol car. But as he actually does try to break out of the box, he hits a third vehicle, and that is an occupied innocent vehicle. So two people occupied that vehicle. You'll see in the video how the stolen car hits it pretty hard. There's the third car that is occupied by two innocent people to such a degree that even the airbag explodes. And so the officer, as this car is trying to get away, the officer who was in the marked vehicle got out, and as it was trying to get away and flee, the officer did discharge his weapon 2 times. He did not strike anyone, and therefore no one has been injured in this particular shooting. The car, as I said, did get away briefly. The officer jumped back into his patrol car and tried to catch that vehicle, but the vehicle got up onto the interstate. It was located later. It had been abandoned in the 7th District, and our officers were able to recover the vehicle. The officer, this is a hard job, as y'all know. And these are situations in which officers have to make split-second decisions. I am very grateful to our officers who day in and day out, as our mayor always says, day in and day out, you go out there and you do the hard job. And it can be life-threatening for so many of them. And I'm just grateful that he is okay and that no one else was injured. Even the people in the innocent guys who were in that car, I was there, I spoke with them. They were shaken up, but they were not injured. And for that, we are grateful as well. And so that, if you have any other questions, I do have Lieutenant Hilo here. He is in charge of the force investigation team. But because the case is not closed, I really can't comment. We wanted to get the video out to you, but it is still an open investigation. And if you have a question for us, we'll try to answer it.
We'll start with you, Jonah, and then we'll end over here. We'll have one round, one question. One round, one question. Go ahead, Jonah.
I just had a question. Are you all, I know there was an internal investigation going into the release of that service weapon. Are you all identifying the officers that fired that weapon at the moment?
Yes, we do. I'm sorry, John, I may not have heard your question correctly.
Are you all going to identify the officer who fired that service weapon?
Yes, and the officer's name is Lieutenant Dan Anderson, and he has been placed back onto duty. It is a normal standard protocol. I think everybody knows that if an officer is involved in a shooting, they are reassigned just until we can make sure they're okay. And he's been placed back into duty, which is our normal protocol.
Chris?
Chief, did the officers know who the suspect was behind the vehicle? Do they have any sense of whether or not this was a violent offender? And has he been arrested or she?
So as of right now, the identity of the driver of the stolen vehicle is unknown. They have not been located yet.
Gino?
So I know you said Lieutenant Dan is back on standard duty. Was he put on leave for the time at first?
Sure. So all of our officers, if they are involved in any shooting or sometimes some other form of deadly force events, it is a protocol. So they don't get a choice, and we don't get a choice, and nor would we. We always put the officers into an administrative timeout. They see by our psychologist, making sure they're okay, and so that is a normal standard protocol. So he's back on duty. He's been cleared for duty.
4?
Chief, after you saw this video, do you personally feel that the use of force was justified?
You know, what I do know is that I have promised every single officer, just like you get due process, and that means all pieces of the puzzle need to be in place, meaning a final investigation before I will comment. And so I've taken that practice always because I think everybody deserves to have all pieces of the puzzle put into play, which we do through investigations. And so I will comment when the investigation is over.
Missy?
Yes, it was a stolen vehicle. How recently had it been stolen and from where?
I don't have that information on me. I know it was confirmed stolen through our dispatch, so it had been reported and entered into the National Crime Information Center database at the time of the attempted stop.
We'll get that for you, Missy. Okay, if you can give us about 30 seconds to this transition, I have our partner just to come by, our superintendent, and we'll transition into the updates for you.
All right, so I wanted our community to know the work that their police department has done, the incredible work they have done in light of the spate of shootings that we have had. Now, I know that our community is aware of our statistics and that we have done an incredible job of lowering our murder rate in this city, and that is still true today. So as of this morning, our city has had 124 murders this year, as compared to this time last year was 188. So that's about a 35% reduction, still way ahead of national average. But even if you looked at 2 years ago, this day, 2 years ago, we are over 50% reduction. But I also know that when the community is seen on the news day in and day out, I'm like you, I'm a member of the community, and you see a spate of shootings, you think, wow, are we safe? And I am here to tell you, yes, you are. And yet I want to go beyond a statistic. And I want to tell you what we've done since the beginning of this spree of shootings, which began at the second line on Almanaster. So with that, we also had a few more shootings. As you're all aware, we've had some homicides, and we have solved almost every single one of them. The one that I can tell you that we haven't solved yet in the sense of we don't have the person in custody, but we do know who you are, and we got an arrest warrant. And even as we speak right now, we have a team out there just about to get this person in custody.